Is it going to be? There they are, the two of them. Watson to the right in number 1, and that's number 8 taking a short way. Carol Shelby already finding a short way round, even on the warm-up lap. And that, of course, will have brought some sand onto the track and will make it slippery for everybody else.
This should be a very interesting race because there's absolutely no doubt about it.
They're coming round now. Keeping their formation. It's part of the system of this warm-up lap business that you keep in formation. The pole positions man has the responsibility of acting as anchor and leading them through so they arrive on the grid in the correct formation for a quick start before everything cools off. There they come through the final corner, the Gulf S's. To form up on the grid just for a few seconds. Watson and Gurney in front, followed by Sura and Giacomelli. The last cars just taking up their positions. Marshall's putting him into the right formation. There's a red light. And somebody started much too soon from one of the second or third rows, but stopped in time. A green light and we're away on the first of 10 laps. Up into the Marlborough corner. John Watson has got the lead. John Watson got that first vital corner. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on there. Did you see that? It's Watson out in front. Going through the Aston chicane to the long Galadari curve, the fastest part of the circuit, and they're side by side there. Absolutely neck and neck, and I thought that one was going to spin. They're all safely round so far. Watson's still in front, but he's got 19 Mark Sura right alongside him, wheel to wheel. 19, the young Swiss, coming up to challenge the experienced British driver, and that's a real wheel-to-wheel punch-up. Watson, I think, still just has it, and they're all getting packed together there, pushing and shoving for the best places. There have been a couple of touches. You see, look at that. He's pushing him off. Oh, and he spun it. Watson's been pushed round. He really was pushed round. There he is, the number 1, the pole position man, bang in the middle of the pack. I said these drivers wouldn't drive quite the way they do in Grand Prix races, and they didn't. And Watson was really pushed right round, a bit like a stock car race. And it's number 4 in front. Bruno Giacomelli's in front, and then 15, John Fitzpatrick in second place. That spin there reshuffled the pack completely and gave us a completely different race order from what we had before. So it's number 4, Bruno Giacomelli, the Italian, out ahead of John Fitzpatrick, the Englishman, and front. And there's a replay. You see Watson has got absolutely sideways there. Everybody's going round him. And there's John Watson pulling in with a damaged car. John Watson has just pulled into the paddock. I'm afraid the pole position man and everybody's favourite for this race is out of the event already. But meanwhile, the race goes on hot and furious down past the other side of the Hyatt Regency Hotel. The leader well out ahead now. He's actually got himself a good lead, Bruno Giacomelli. Well out in front now. He's unchallenged for the moment, but the others will be working like demons to catch up with him again. And there's very, very close fight for the places, very close. But Giacomelli, the young Italian, getting away a little bit from the others. And one of them's smoking badly there. I don't think that's just tire smoke. I think that car in the middle of the pack there is probably in mechanical trouble. Giacomelli's got himself a bit of a lead. Very disappointing for John Watson, that. I think he didn't fall, he was pushed, as they say. There goes Giacomelli first. And second is Sora with a badly damaged car where he had that thump. Third is John Fitzpatrick. And fourth is Innes Ireland, up in fourth place. Fifth is number 17, Patrick Tambay, the Frenchman. And sixth is number 3, Denny Hull from New Zealand. So that's a completely different order from what we had at the start of the race, with Giacomelli and Sura leading from John Fitzpatrick and Innes Ireland. And that is examining, I think, the Watson cars. But it's too late now. This is a 10-lap race, and there's no way he could catch up, even if he was able to start again now. Meanwhile, young Giacomelli is steaming away from everybody else. He profited from that mix-up when Watson got punted round, and definitely got away, flinging the car first one way, then the other way through the S's, and certainly drawing away. But behind him, it's very, very hot behind him there, with Sura and Ireland. Ireland, a very determined, thrusting sort of driver, and John Fitzpatrick there. That's number 18, is David Kennedy, the Irishman. Coming out of the Al Nasser S's down the Al Maktoum straight, and there we are. It's still Giacomelli first. Second is Sura. Third is Fitzpatrick. Fourth is Patrick Tambay. Fifth is Ireland. Sixth is Atwood. There's been some more changes there. Another car that's badly damaged is the number 18 of David Kennedy. Perhaps all that smoke is from tyres after all. I thought, well, they're spinning those front wheels, of course they're front wheel drive. I thought perhaps there was an engine problem with one or two of them, but I think I was wrong, probably. Now the question is, can anybody close up on Giacomelli? Ah, yes. Some of that smoke is probably caused by damaged bodywork rubbing on the tyres, or even undamaged bodywork running on the tyres when they heel the cars over on the corners. Bodywork and tyres making smoke. Meanwhile, it looks as though Giacomelli is going to be very hard to catch. He's got a real lead. Sometimes it happens like that. You get a shunt and a mix-up and everybody gets stopped and one driver breaks through. By the time everybody else is sorted out, he's gone. And this looks as though this is what is happening now. There's one going right across the sand there, right off the track. I think that was Dan Gurney again, but I mustn't convict him absolutely out of hand. That's Sir Jack Brabham, rather bringing up the rear, I think. He managed not to be involved in the accident. There's Giacomelli in the lead now. That's the end of 4 laps. Giacomelli in the lead. Sura, 15 Fitzpatrick, and then 17 Tambay is 4th. Ireland is 5th. Richard Atwood is 6th. There's a long gap there. And then Kennedy is next up, followed by Gurney. And then Derek Bell and Roy Salvadori. But at the moment it's going to be very difficult for anybody to catch Giacomelli or Sura, the second place man. John Fitzpatrick in third place, quite a long way back. Sir Jack Brabham bringing up the rear in distinguished knightly fashion. Giacomelli driving very fast, very quickly, but quite steadily and undramatically, making no mistakes. He doesn't need to push it that last little bit because there's nobody particularly close to him. Sura and Fitzpatrick behind him. The uncanny silence of these cars is something we're not used to in motor racing. Just the scream of the tyres, practically nothing else. Of course, they are a very quiet, luxurious road car. Giacomelli finishes his 5th lap. That's halfway. Nobody anywhere near him. He's halfway down the straight before Sura comes out of the Gulf S's. And Sura's nearly as far ahead as Fitzpatrick, with Patrick Tambay a little bit closer to that in 4th place. Ireland 5th. And clout of the barrier there, number 9, Roy Salvadori, went too wide in the first part of the S's and clouted the barrier and pulled off the track. So Roy Salvadori out of the race with a damaged car, just misjudged it somehow and clobbered the near side front on the barrier in the middle of the Gulf S's. A big round of applause for a very popular driver, motor racing hero, but that was a mistake, and Roy Salvadori, who was running in 8th place, is out of the race. So it's Giacomelli leading, followed by Sura and Fitzpatrick. Those are the first 3. Oh, that was, I thought he'd lost that, but he didn't. Or did he? No, that was number 11, Derek Bell, swinging very wide there into those S's. We're coming up to the end of the 6th lap now. There'll be 4 laps to go. Bruno Giacomelli from Italy, representing the Marlboro Alfa Romeo Grand Prix team in a very comfortable lead. Mark Sura, Swiss Grand Prix driver, 2nd, 3rd Fitzpatrick, but there's very close now. Patrick Tambay catching Fitzpatrick for 3rd place, and Ireland and Atwood are next up, followed by the damaged car of Kennedy, and then Gurney and Bell. But the battle there is for 3rd place, Fitzpatrick being challenged by Tambay. That's the close one. With 4 laps to go, that 3rd place could change. Patrick Tambay getting very determined there behind John Fitzpatrick. Giacomelli's got a little more than 3 laps to do to make sure of this historic victory. The winner of this race is the first motor race winner in this country. An important victory it'll be, and at the moment it looks as though, one says this in motor racing and then anything can happen, but it looks at the moment as though nobody's going to catch Bruno Giacomelli for victory in this race, but it's getting very exciting for the places further back. Giacomelli with 3 laps to go as he crosses the line now. 3 laps to go. Mark Sura, Fitzpatrick and Tambay. Tambay still hasn't been able to get quite to grips with the English driver. And then Kennedy has moved up a couple of places on that lap. Kennedy has taken Ireland and Atwood. Kennedy, with his bashed-in motor car, is now in 5th place. Tambay right up on the tail of Fitzpatrick there, right up with him. And the next 3 very close. They're much closer on some parts of the circuit than on others. They spread out and catch up to different parts of the circuit. Giacomelli still secure in the lead. This young driver on whom a great many... There's somebody right across, right to nowhere near the track. Somebody went there. Two laps to go at the end of this one. Giacomelli is still out in front, but Tambay worrying Fitzpatrick for 3rd place. Sura still second, pretty secure and untouched. Oh, the car isn't untouched, but I mean his position is. The car's well thumped. And Kennedy has passed. Kennedy's right up there. We seem to have... Oh, that must be Patrick Tombé's car being pushed there. We've lost Tombé then. Tombé's out of it. And we've got changes there. We've got Kennedy is now fourth behind Fitzpatrick. Ireland is fifth. Gurney is sixth. Seventh Atwood. And eighth is Derek Bell. So Tombé out of it. So Mark Sura's second place probably even more secure with this shopping and changing going on behind him. Giacomelli driving very smoothly, but he can afford to. There's still some sand racing going on. Two or three of these chaps are just not bothering about the chicane at all, just taking the straightway, knocking the protective tyres. Those tyres were there to keep them off the sand and keep them on the track, but it doesn't seem to have answered, and they're going sand racing. But the leaders not. The leaders seem to be taking a straight, correct line, keeping to the hard stuff. They're all closing up there now. There's Giacomelli coming up to start his last lap. Giacomelli going down the Rashid Straight to start his last lap. Mark Sura in second place. Third, Derek Kennedy now, ahead of Ireland and Fitzpatrick. So Kennedy and Ireland have passed Fitzpatrick. Behind Fitzpatrick, Gurney still in sixth place. So it's, as they go into the last lap, it's number 4 Giacomelli first, 19 Sura second, third is 18 Kennedy, fourth is 14 Ireland, fifth 15 Fitzpatrick, sixth 16 Gurney, seventh 11 Bell, and eighth number 10 Richard Atwood. So Giacomelli merely has to keep it all together, pointing the right way for this last lap. Whether Kennedy can go on and get second place from Sura, a little bit doubtful. There's quite a big deficit to make up in only one lap. But Kennedy has driven a great race right through from the back, having been heavily involved in that accident. There's another one. Really, there are as many different circuits as there are drivers, and of course doing that, you gain so much ground. I don't know if anybody's going to disqualify anybody, but some of these place changes and these gains have certainly been achieved by short circuiting. Giacomelli on his last lap, and a very close battle for second place now. Kennedy and Sura. I think Kennedy may have been doing some sand racing to achieve that. There he goes. The checkered flag for Bruno Giacomelli, the first Dubai winner. Kennedy right up with Sura, but not close enough. Ireland fourth, Fitzpatrick fifth, Gurney sixth, Bell seventh. As I say, as many different circuits as there were drivers in that race, but nevertheless, there's no question of doubt about it. It was a fine victory for Bruno Giacomelli in the celebrity race. He'll win the Dubai Metropolitan Hotel Trophy. Second, Mark Sura. Third, Derek Kennedy. Fourth, Innes Ireland. Fifth, John Fitzpatrick. Sixth, Dan Gurney. It sounds like a history of motor racing through the years, reading out those names in sequence. Going on back through Derek Bell and Richard Atwood, 7th and 8th. So there's the first of Dubai's motor races. The first of many, many races on this circuit, I have no doubt at all. Run unexpectedly by Giacomelli. I think it's fair to say unexpectedly. He was fourth in practice. Watson, of course, eliminated by that accident early on, which I think really wasn't his fault. I think he was pushed, as far as I could, from where I sat, where I saw it. And Gurney and Sura also ahead of Giacomelli in practice, but he profited from the traffic jam and emerged out front. They seem to be still racing on the cooling under. Did they see the checkered flag? Do they realise it's over? There's a lot of sand. Somebody went right up the outside at the end there, and there's a lot of sand about. I hope everybody realises the race is finished. There he is, Bruno Giacomelli.
You haven't even got full lock on your front wheel.
No, I've got an automatic brake on there.
What was? And you looked terribly hairy coming into that first bend, all of you together.
Well, yeah, they were using me as the brakes.
What about this ploy of yours of actually leaving the track and going across the sand? I mean,
Well, I was forced to do it.
Yeah? You mean for survival?
In the beginning, it looked as though no one was going to finish. Yeah. So I figured, well, that requires a different technique.
Yeah, you've got it.
No, I mean, look at my poor car.
Yeah, well, look at mine.
I mean, what I did, back into the guy? No.
What?
I backed into him.
Did you?
I got hit 18 times.
When you all came into that first bend, I mean, it looks so hairy.
Last bend was all right.
It was 16 cars together.
Yeah, well, it was back here. There were guys arriving 20 miles an hour faster than they could ever make the turn, hoping to bang off of somebody else. Ruin the whole thing.
It was unbelievable. The thing about it, I think Jack Brabham's used to driving in the desert. You know, he was very good on the sand.
But I mean, that bottom end, that bottom corner, as you're all
Unbelievable, yeah. Well, the thing is, the only way to overtake people was to take to the sand dunes. Well, once one or two started, everybody had to follow suit. Otherwise, you lost 3 places, you know.
Did you get shot at all?
Well, no, Kennedy sort of outbraked me down here, and so he took the side. And then I think we had a also when somebody spun on the first lap, and everybody went in the back of each other. It's an inevitable thing, you know, like a Piccadilly Circus type stuff.
What happened was I was right up in the front, and I felt I could easily win in the first 3. But what happened was I got attacked from the rear by a nameless driver. Spun the car around, and I just faced the whole pack. And I thought, this is apocalypse now. And I tell you, one after the other just stuck their car into the side of mine, so it's complete rag order. So I said, well, what have I got to lose? I've started last. I might as well go like the proverbial bat out of hell.
I had an unfortunate thing where the cars in front of me suddenly stopped and one hit me in the back.
Yes.
And it bent the front insufficiently to break an electrical connection. So, of course, the engine would turn but not start. So therefore, I had a bad race. I was shunted into the ones in front, actually, and it was at the very early on, and one of those unfortunate things that happens. But my car, I must say, after the problem we had in practice, was feeling very good.
What do you think of Dan Gurney's ploy of actually cutting the track short by going across the sand?
Quite frankly, I think it's disgraceful. I must be honest, yes. I think that...
At the end, everybody was doing it.
It's fun. Yes, but of course they do it because you have to. If a man's going to come past like that, I didn't think it was good. I think that the racing is serious, even if it's a fun race. And I feel that the road here, the track here, is a good track. But if one's going to go through and litter it with sand and go past people when they're going on the right road, I think it should cause a penalisation.
Because you were standing that bottom end, weren't you?
Yeah, I saw a
all
lot of it happen. Yeah.
Yes.